and my regular producer is off tomorrow. So I'm doing my history reset as a podcast, and I'm setting it up tonight. And what I promised was that I was going to discuss from the diaspora, which began in 583 BC, to, maybe the life of Jesus. And then I got into a real problem with chronology. So I'm having to push it up in time to explain the problem in chronology. It's very interesting how the 19th century kind of fell apart academically, really. Okay. And so I'll be doing that podcast on Sunday. And I have a lot of stuff to get ready. Now, this is a tentative, alternative history because I believe, due to the fact that the story they tell about my father's life is so totally wrong, it's just off the wall wrong, I'm no longer assuming or presuming that any of our conventional histories in Wikipedia, in the Encyclopedia Britannica, any of that, I've let go of all those presumptions about history, and I put my bibliography down below. Okay, wait a minute. For those of you on YouTube, it's on my Facebook page. I have a bibliography that I work with. And I'm synthesizing, I'm culling from all these sacred books to find a single path for history, including the 1812 MudFlood, the 1847 MudFlood, the orphan trains, okay, the American Civil War, whatever that was, what happened to Queen Victoria, what happened with Albert Pike and the Masons, what about the Schofield Bible, because Joseph Smith had already set up another Zion in Salt Lake City. I mean, it gets really interesting. So that's what I'm going to do Sunday, is thread together a non-conventional alternative history from just the scriptures and see where it goes. This will be fun. It's like doing a puzzle. And other than that, there's a nice cool breeze blowing in right now, and life seems pretty good. And the chaos, this is the calm before the storm, as President Trump has said. The fiat currency has absolute mathematical limits. You can only push it so far. And so the day comes when it goes poof like a balloon. All right. That day is coming. Next, the New World Order I have discovered in this study of these histories. The New World Order is based on the occult, secular materialist philosophy of the Tartarian Empire, with its sacred geometry and its occult practices and the sacrifice of dissidents and unwanted children and pedophilia and pederasty and slavery. All of the moral compromises, let's put it that way, that have been foisted upon Western culture since the 1960s by the Fabians and the leftists and the progressives and the Bolsheviks are a return to the empire mentality of Tartary and Rome and Greece and so on, going back, in which human life is very cheap. If you recall, the Roman Empire was rather brutal in Britain, wherever it conquered. And Tartary was also. All right. And so the New World Order is returning to that ethic. And that's why we have human trafficking and gun running and drug running and the moral lapses that we deplore. But you see, they're just business. In the empire, wherever there was an empire, there was a flag with a two-headed eagle. And in wherever you have the flag of a two-headed eagle, you have some good and some evil. And that's what the empire represents. The double talk, the double think of having some good and some evil. And the philosophies that say, well, we don't want the evil. We want justice. We want it with fairness. We want a civil society that we can trust and depend on. Oops. The empire doesn't have any place for that. China has no place for Christianity, and neither does Islam, because they are conquering ethics, and the gentle people who let their yes mean yes and their no mean no, and do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And he was faithful in what is least is faithful also in much. Okay, those people are being set aside yet again. All right, so, but we haven't been told how pervasive this imperial modality of governance has been. Okay, so that's why I'm doing rethreading our history together to show that what I think happened in the 19th century is that the church lost its moorings. It lost where it was going, and that's why it splintered. But anyway, I'll get into that. I'll have this podcast up on People's Internet Radio on Sunday at 1 o'clock. And in the meantime, I'm working on it. So I just want to let you know what's going on here. And I hope everything is fine and good with you. And we're all dealing with the extremes in weather, and we'll just deal with it. Okay, so we'll see you guys on Sunday. Bye-bye.